So good morning dear students. Today we are going to talk about lighting, aims of lighting, why is lighting necessary. I am Akhtar sir here, so I will enlighten you today about lighting, aims of lighting and why is lighting necessary. So effective lighting makes a vital contribution to television production. We quickly recognize bad lighting when we see it, but good lighting is so unobtrusive and natural that we take it for granted. So the aims of lighting in television and film is about much more than just making things visible. It has to satisfy a number of often conflicting objectives. So number one, the lighting must enable all television cameras to produce pictures of the highest quality. This means that the light levels, that light intensity, must be appropriate for the camera lens aperture f-stop being used so that the picture can be exposed correctly. So the next, the lighting must be consistent. It must suit all camera positions. So camera positions are very important, so lighting must be consistent. So it should suit all positions, camera positions. Number third, the lighting treatment must take into account the mechanics of production. It must fit in with the scenery, the camera treatment, the sound boom's position. Badly positioned lamps can prevent talent from reading the prompter, cause failures in a camera lens, result in boom shadows, spoil the skillfully designed setting, degrade makeup. Next, good lighting creates a three-dimensional illusion in the flat picture. It imparts an impression of solidity and depth in subjects and surroundings. Next, lighting should usually produce an attractive visual impact. So it should enhance the appearance of people. Next, lighting must be appropriate. It should create the right sort of atmosphere for the occasion. The lighting in realistic settings should look natural, not seem contrived. It can suggest the time of day or weather conditions. So successful lighting guides the audience interest. It directs their attention towards the important features. Lighting can create compositional opportunities for the camera. Lighting should not make us aware of staging defects. For example, the viewer's attention should not be drawn to wrinkles in a cyclorama, joins in sets, strong reflections, cable shadows through unsuitable lighting. So next comes the why is lighting necessary. First, the technical reasons. As you know and you are aware about, that television and video camera needs a certain amount of light reflected from the scene to be able to produce a good tonal range in the picture without various distracting defects such as noise and picture lag. If there is too light, the lens aperture has to be opened up to compensate, and the available depth of field is considerably reduced. Too much light and pictures become overexposed unless you stop down the lens. This depth may now be too great, or use neutral density filters. In the studio, excess light wastes power, causes ventilation problems, and is unpleasant to work in. Light levels need to be related, wherever possible, to the preferred working f-stop. The TV camera can only handle and reproduce relatively limited tonal contrasts. If the lighting is contrasty, details in the lightest and darkest tones will be lost. On location, the existing lighting may not be suitable. From the camera position, it may prove to be too bright, that is strong sunlight causing performers to squint their eyes, too dim, example, insufficient for well-exposed shots. Next, too flat, example, diffuse light in which subjects lack form or definition. Too contrary, example, lighter tones burn out and shadows clogged. Under these conditions, we need to augment or replace the natural lighting or tolerate the result. Sometimes the only solution is to alter the camera position. Next comes the artistic reasons for why lighting is necessary. So artistic reasons why lighting is necessary is our impressions of space and form when looking at a picture depend on a number of factors such as perspective, scale, the way plans overlap, comparative details, relative sizes, and so on. but lighting too plays a major part in how we interpret what we see. Even when structure and outline give us leading clues, the play of light and shade strongly influences our judgments of size, shape, distance, surface texture, contours. Lighting is strongly associated with mood. Though carefully chosen light direction and contrast, you can change a scene's entire atmospheric impact. It can impart fun or fantasy, mystery or dramatic tension. Lighting can enhance a setting and create pictorial beauty, or it can deliberately create a harsh, unattractive, sordid effect. Lighting can transform a rich, imposing environment into a harsh, tasteless display, or reduce it to a boring, dull, characteristic emptiness. So continuing with this, why is lighting necessary? You can use light selectively to emphasize certain aspects of the scene while subduing others. So emphasizing certain aspects of the scene is very vital. So you can use light selectively and you can emphasize that. Or avoid or reducing distracting features. You can use lighting to avoid or reducing distracting features. So you can also exaggerate form, draw attention to texture, or suppress it. You can merge planes or cause one to stand out prominently from another. Through shadow formations, lighting can suggest structures that do not exist or hide what is there. You can illuminate the action and the setting simply by spreading enough light around to ensure that the camera gets good pictures. Some people do that, but if you want pictures in which subjects stand out solidly from their backgrounds, which have an attractive, appropriate atmosphere, and which are free from distracting shadows and hot spots, it is necessary to apply systematic lighting techniques. So this was about why lighting is necessary and aims of lighting. So in the next session we'll talk about the nature of light intensity. So after then, goodbye, take care, go through it and listen properly and watch it properly and come up with questions. So your questions will be answered in a comment box or on WhatsApp or in Google Classroom. So after then, goodbye, Khuda Hafiz.